Hello, everyone, and welcome to the XR Lab podcast. Today, I'm with the XR Club members, or at least a couple of them, and we're going to start with some introductions. So, my name is John Thaler. I work at the XR Lab as an XR Lab assistant, and I've been a recurring host on these podcasts, and I'll be running the technology today. Next, I would like to introduce...
Hi everyone, my name is Aung Thaung. I'm from Myanmar. I'm taking computer science at Bellevue College. I'm in my second years. I'm also the student lab assistant. I've been here over a year, and I'm also ASA club president. Thank you.
My name is Berke, or Berke in Turkish. I'm from Turkey. I'm also a computer science student and assistant in XR Lab. I'm the vice president of the XR Club. Hello.
All right, thank you. So today we're talking about the XR Club. Just as a brief history, in previous years it was called the VR Club, but to kind of match the name of the XR Lab, this year we decided to shift the name to XR Club. That way it's encompassing of these technologies.
And also we needed a fresh start, I think, after COVID, because the club was basically dead. So
Yeah. After COVID, like, not many on-campus activities were running during that time. So now that we're trying to bring these back, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Aung, you are the club president.
Right.
Can you tell us just a brief overview? What is this club about?
This club is about like extended reality, XR. That's what it stands for. And we got virtual reality, augmented reality. We got like too many headsets right now. At the lab, we got Quest 3, Quest 2s, and a couple Quest Pros. So this club like proposes about the engagement with the VR between the students and faculty. I just want to like teach them about how this technology will help in like every majors, like marketing, not even only technology right now, like nursing, everything like beside technology. And I just want to introduce to the students and faculty in the Bellevue College.
Yeah. So it's really open for students of any interest level, whether they are interested in just trying on the headset or if they want to be more involved in like the nursing training side of things, or maybe for those that want to develop on the computer science side, right?
We don't have we don't develop stuff, but we have the resources to develop stuff. So any program student can come in and use our equipment.
I just want to say one thing. Like most people think this club is like developing. Like we're not from developing like clubs. We just like encourage people with VR, and you don't need anything with technology. You just come here and like hang out, talk to people, and
if you are interested in the developing side of things, you will find other club members who also share that interest. And so while the club itself isn't about developing in VR, depending on your interest level, you'll find other people in the club who share these interests. And if developing is your interest, you'll be able to talk development, or if you need or want to, we have equipment that supports that, even though that isn't the focus of the club.
We really got powerful equipment too, latest computers, latest headsets. So
But I just want to say one more time, it really is open to anyone with an interest in the technology, right? Even just wanting to put it on and experience it for yourself.
This is a resource that like most students didn't know that it's on the campus, even in the library. So we just want to like make sure like it's reach out to all the people around the campus.
And I think that's great because you mentioned the library. We meet in the library, right? So in the XR lab itself is in the back corner of the library, and the XR club usually meets in the XR lab. So now next, Berke, if you could, I wanted to ask you, in the last semester, in the last school year, what event did we run that really stood out in your mind as this was the coolest thing that the club has done this school year?
I can definitely say the Halloween event. It was pretty successful, actually.
Yeah.
Since the last 1.5 years, it was the biggest event we held. It was located in cafeteria, not in the lab. We played Phasmophobia as groups of 4 people. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Phasmophobia is a video game where you are hunting ghosts. And when I say hunting, it's more like identifying the ghost. It's not like you're taking it out. You're trying to learn what it is based off of the haunted house that you're going through. And so it's both a VR game and a regular PC game. And we had the VR headsets in the cafeteria open for anyone to join us. And yeah, I'd say it was very successful. We had a lot of people.
We have free food too.
Yeah, the food probably helped draw a couple people in.
Probably.
But we had full groups of 4 going into this haunted house. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Definitely the highlight of,
I think so too.
I think, the last semester in terms of the coolest thing that we ran. And we have more titles like this that anyone who comes into the club has access to, right? Aung, can you think of any of the most popular titles that people have tried in VR in the club when they put on our headset?
I think I always say Beat Saber first because like it's like people just want to play and dance around in the games.
Mhm.
It just like attract people mostly. We had the full version right now, so you can come and join, not only a demo. It's competitive between like students, and I also see club members like comparing this score
Mm-hmm.
with each other.
Well, maybe in addition to Beat Saber and we talked about Phasmophobia, we have experiences that aren't games too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One of the most popular ones that we often run through is the Blue,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right? And so VR is more than just games.
Yeah,
It's experiences.
For example, we had a class come in. It's not for the club, but it's for the lab. We had an ESL class come in. They're mostly over 30, 40-year-old people
Right.
who are, their language is, main language is not English. And the class is about teaching English. So the professor in that class contacted us and we set up a class time. In the lab, we used Martin Luther King app. It's called Now is the Time. You just watch the app basically in the VR, and it's a little interactive, but it's no game or anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, it also helped them like to learn English, like trigger finger, middle finger, like ring finger,
Mhm.
tiny finger, and thumb. Like they learn about it. Yeah. That another thing is like VR is also emotional. It's connected with the human brain. You know, I had one student who played who used like Google Maps. She went back home like to in the Google Maps, and she started emotional, like cry. You know, it's not about like just games, and like it's also
Mhm.
experiencing
Yeah.
emotional. Yeah.
Like when you're in VR, you have this real sense of presence, like you're actually there.
Yeah.
And so even if you aren't into the idea of playing a game, there is definitely something worth experiencing for
Yeah.
everyone. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what are our current plans for the club. We talked about what we have done. So why don't we start with when are we meeting this semester as of winter 2024?
Oh, we're gonna meet every Tuesday at 5 to 6. Library's open until 6. We extend the hours,
That
and
time is pretty
yeah, that
convenient
time is
because
convenient.
we have a VR class happening on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 to 5. And 4 to 5, we have guest speakers on Tuesdays, and it's open to club members.
Mhm.
Everyone can come in. Next week, we're going to have people coming from Valve. So I think it's also a pretty good resource.
I think this quarter is about connections between peoples and like industry people
Mhm.
from the campus, and like just want to make connection. That's our main purpose of this quarter. So
Yeah. Yeah, and usually in past semesters and probably in the upcoming spring semester as well, we have been meeting on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
Wednesdays, is it 3 to
3
4?
to 4.
Yeah. So this semester is a little different because we have the class and we have the industry kind of guest speakers, and we wanted to open that up not just to the students of the class, but to the students in the club.
Right.
So the club members or anyone who's interested in the club can join the guest speaker, and then we hold our regular club meeting afterwards.
Yeah.
And then speaking of the regular club meeting, what are the kinds of things that we've been doing recently or can look forward to in the near future?
we've been doing with the quiet series right now, with the hand sensor, what is it
Yeah, the hand tracking.
hand tracking. I'm sorry. They've been testing on these, and we're trying different games in there and different experience with the Quest 3s.
Mm-hmm.
We just had then like last couple of weeks. So also Quest Pro, we try like the club
Yeah.
members are trying on them.
Yeah, just the other week we were comparing in the club the Quest Pro and the Quest 3s, and that'll probably come up again in one of these near future club meetings where they have a similar set of features, the Quest 3s and the Quest Pros, and in many ways the Quest 3s are an improvement. They're newer. But even today, when I was working in the Quest Pro, I learned that they have eye tracking and face tracking in the Quest Pro, which is not a feature that I think the Quest 3 has. But on the other side, the Quest 3, being the newest Meta Quest headset, has this really nice pass-through for the mixed reality applications. So now we're getting into augmented reality technologies, and mixed reality kind of being the combination of augmented reality and virtual reality. And that's the kind of cool stuff that we're seeing now in the Quest 3s.
And also Quest 3 is cheaper. So
the Quest 3 is cheaper, so that helps.
I mean, Quest Pro might not be for everyone because of the budget, but Quest 3 is a similar product. So,
but in terms of trying these kinds of technologies out, that's why we're here, and that's part of what we do during the clubs is we bring out these headsets for students to put on and try out experiences in.
Yeah, and we're not only limited with Meta headsets too. We have HTC Vive and Valve Index. Hopefully, we're gonna get the new Valve's headsets, but we'll see.
Yeah.
When it's out.
And the Index is really cool. Like we set that up as well for club members. Often, if you have zero experience in VR, the Quest is a great starting experience. For learning the controls, they have a really good tutorial, and that's often our first point of departure. But the Index, the Steam Index, is really, really cool at, like, it's more, even though the Quest has hand tracking in the newest models, the controller on the Index has its own finger tracking.
I would say more refined for its time.
Absolutely. And since it is a wired headset, that means that it can play Steam games wired, I'd argue more nicely, is that a phrase? Better than the Quest can when it's plugged in for its capabilities. So that's kind of an overview of what we do in the club.
Right.
Any final thoughts or anything that you guys wanted to mention about the club
If you're
before we wrap
wondering
up?
what we do as the assistants in the lab, we help out with these kinds of stuff, and also we do projects for the school, and we try to reach out to other schools too for engagement.
There's a class going on this summer. They're going to a France, Normandy, and it's a
study abroad program.
Study abroad
in the
program.
summer. I just did the last podcast that came out was with Professor Li Lu about that.
Yeah, we did the 360 virtual map for them, and they opened it for the class. If you want to join, you should register the class too. Yeah, I'm just promoting the class. So we just make a project. I made in the Dingling, Berke made in the CPeak. We just comparing between the two software. So
I think we should show off both of those in the club in the near future when we can show them what you guys have made. And then Club President Aung Thaung, can you give us a final kind of send-off or invitation for students who want to join us?
Like, feel free to join us. Like, you don't need any experience. You just come hang out with them. Like, use this experience as a tools. Like, if you're a magnet student, you can use this too. Like, there's one of my friends who wanted to transfer to MIT. Like, it's about she need I think experience for the class. It's about the virtual reality in the marketing. Like, it's happening in the world right now, and I think you should catch it up with us. We got this is one of the big resource on the campus.
It's a rapidly growing technology, so it's good to have a resource in the school for this.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic that we have these available for students to come in and try out on their own time. So do feel free to swing by. At this point, we're going to wrap up the podcast. Thank you for everyone for watching. One at a time, we're going to say goodbye. So once again, my name is John Thaler. I'm so happy to have gotten these two on the podcast to talk about what we're doing and to invite all of you to the club.
My name is Aung. Thanks for having me, John. Thank you.
Yeah, and my name is Berke.
Yeah.
We'll see ya.
Once again, thank you all for joining, and we will see you
Peace
in
out.
another video. Bye-bye.